guys, thanks for tuning in. Well, today I wanted to do a video for you on how to prepare your songs for mastering. I always use an outsourced mastering service because I don't think I'm good enough at it. So, and really to get a better objective ear on the music. So I think it's always a good idea to use mastering. And it's not that expensive. You go online, you can find companies that do it for, around $30 a song, which isn't bad. Anyway, so most companies will, on their website, they'll give you the parameters that they need for you to send them files. What I generally do is I don't send stems. I send a stereo wave file that gets mastered. And the parameters that the company I use generally asks for is between -3 and -6 dB headroom, and I try to keep it around -4. So what I'll actually do is in Studio One I'll use the level meter, and if you go into the level meter, I keep it expanded here, and I'll go into the level meter, configure, and I'll do hold length infinity, and that way as I run through the song it'll actually hold the highest peaks. Okay, and what I'll do is once I go through the song and see the highest peak, I'll actually go through and I'll select. I could do it a couple ways. You could select all of all these auxes here, because I have everything going into these pink auxes. Okay, right here. Or what I generally do is I'll select each bus that goes into the aux. Okay, and I'll bring them down as a group. Or what I usually do is I use a little bit of ozone on the stereo bus. Not much, very little dynamics. So don't kill me for putting compression on the stereo bus. I use very little, but I could actually control the level with this output level here. I don't like to do that as much because I figure my thought is that the tracks coming into the song, it's probably best to modify those. So let me just show you quickly what I do here. So I'll take my my stereo bus, my drum bus, which goes into the aux. I'll just highlight all these channels that are going into the auxes. That's how I have it set up, so that when I reduce or gain or increase the gain, it increases everything for the whole song. And as far as automation goes, an easy trick is, if you're going to do automation like I have here on these violas, do your automation on the track and then put it into a bus, and then this way you can modify the gain on the bus, and you're not going to affect the the automation. So what I do is I've got all these tracks selected, and if I modify the gain on one of them, it's going to do all of them. Okay, so then what I'll do is I'll just play a little bit of the song here. I'll run through the song from the beginning. Okay, and I won't do the whole thing, but just to show you, I'll just run through the song from the beginning. You can watch the peak level right here. Now I know this song is quiet up until it gets to about 1:30, so I'll actually start it there.
Alive, but don't worry, the end of growing up ain't so far.
Now, that's the idea, but basically to play through the whole song. You don't want to stop it. You want to play it through the whole song. And when you see your high peak, let's say the high peak was 2.9, or let's say it was 3, and I want to have -3, and I want to have it no more, somewhere in the 4. So I'll actually bring it down a half a dB or bring it down a full dB, everything, just by selecting this fader here on this track here, this back vocals 2, and if you watch this, I can affect every single track by making that change. Okay, so I'll bring that down, let's say a half dB, and then I'll play it through again. If I like it, then I'm pretty good to go. But there's a second step that I use with Studio when I'm using Professional, and if you've got Professional, you've got the Project Mastering suite tools that you can use, and here's a great way to double check. So once I've completed this step by checking the meters, I'll go here and I'll do export mix down, and I do wave format. I'm recording in 48 kHz, 24-bit. You always want to export in that same configuration. You want to get the best possible production to your mastering company, and make sure you always use real-time processing when you're doing your final mastering mixdown. And then the other thing is you want to leave probably about 5 seconds at the end of the song and some space in the beginning of the song to give the mastering engineer some time to play with in the beginning and the end. But then I'll do a mix down. I'm not going to do it here because I've already done it. So I'll do the mix down, and then once I've done that, the next step is to show you. I'll show you what I do in the project window. So let's take a look at that. All right, so I'm in my project area now, Studio One. This is the area that you use for mastering. I've got a blank project up, and all I'll do is I'll take the file that I want, and I'll just drag and drop it, boom, right into there. And let me just expand this out a little bit so we can get the whole screen here. And here's the wave of the song. You can see there's plenty of headroom here just by looking at it. But there's a great way to check, and it's real simple. You just right-click on the waveform and do a detect loudness. And that goes through the whole song, and it detects the peaks. And you go up here right underneath the name here. You click this little arrow, loudness information, and boom, it'll show you exactly. Here they are. Here's the peak left and peak right. I got minus 4.3 and minus 3.8. That's fine. That's well within the safe point that my mastering company wants. So now I know this file is good to go. The third step I usually do is I'll listen. Well, I definitely always do is I'll listen to each one of the files once I've done this step, just to make sure there's no pops or clicks and stuff like that. Because sometimes if you've got a lot of plugins, if you don't watch your CPU meter and you hit a pop, there's a chance that you could have a crackle in there. Studio One's pretty good about keeping those out of mix downs, but it's always good to give your ears the last say on a file, on a song, before it goes out for mastering. So I hope that was helpful. Some real quick tips on getting your songs ready for mastering. If you have any comments, please put them in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you want to see more of this kind of stuff. And have a great day.